So let's get into the book.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, let's get it.
Okay, so in the book you talk about effeminate men.
Mm-hmm.
Now, from your perspective, what creates an effeminate man? What are some of the things that occur within their life or their family structure or however you want to put it that creates that type of male?
Well, you got a lot of factors involved with that in terms of what creates an effeminate kind of guy. You know what I mean? Like for most of us, we all pretty much got the same story as Black people in this country, right? We grew up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? We got some family members in and out of prison and shit like that. We grew up poor, lights on, lights off, and shit like that. Got to make ends meet, blah blah blah, right?
Right.
But when you look at people like Dr. Frances Cress Welsing in her book, The ISIS Papers, she kind of like breaks down like the whole machination and the whole setup of white supremacy, right? So I'm talking about Black people, melanated Black people in this country with their African phenotype right now. I'm talking to them specifically, right? So in her book, she talks about how, melanin is condensed sunlight and, it's the dominant gene and things like that. You know what I mean? So when you lack melanin, which is what we have that makes us brown and black, you know what I'm saying? It gives us that spectrum of hue, H-U-E, human, right? That gives us that spectrum. The other ethnicities out there, like the Asians and the Caucasians and the those people, right? They don't have eumelanin. They have pheomelanin, and this is where they lack the pigment that we have. They lack the coily hair. They lack the brown. Their pineal glands aren't functioning like ours. You know what I mean? Like most of those guys, like up to 85 to 90% of them have dysfunction or calcified pineal glands, and they have a recessive gene. So anyway, with that said, during colonization, right, and then with the raping and intermingling of the genes, you would see that the offspring with the white colonizer and a Black woman, you would still get a Black person. You get a mulatto, but the Black gene is dominant. So with that being known in terms of genetics, they're like, well, wait a minute. These people are more powerful. They're more agile. They're intelligent. We started all the civilizations, about ancient Kemet and the pyramids and math, the sciences. Like we're the originators. We're the colonizers. We're the scholars of this world. Math, science, masonry. When I say masonry, I'm not talking about Freemasons. I'm talking about the actual act of building something.
Right,
you know what I mean? Language and arts, like we created all this shit, so they wiped our fucking memory, right? Wiped our culture and our religion and tongue and things like that, right? And then they replaced it with this whole paradigm of white supremacy. So where I'm going with it is this. They make us feel like we're obsolete. And it all began with feminism. Like there was a first wave of feminism in around 1868. And women, they didn't have any fucking rights. Even white women too. You know what I mean? They didn't have any suffrage rights, which is basically your right to vote and things like that. And that's cool, right? So there was a big movement and now they can vote and all this kind of shit. And then there was a second wave of feminism in the 1960s. And with that, then you got the whole liberation movement. Now they're in the workplace. Now they're taking up their bodies in terms of abortion and shit like that. And they have the right there because that's their vessel, right? And things like that. And so, but what made it toxic is mainstream media and the people who run mainstream media. So the elites, the oligarchy, right? They're pulling all the fucking strings, right? And they own all the fucking media outlets like radio, television, movies, magazines, and shit like that. So they program the imagery that we see, right? So with that said, with this second wave of feminism, we know that the colonizers, as it were, the Greek freaks, you have the Greeks and the Romans, their history or their paradigm of living is basically opposite of ours. You know what I mean? They live totally 180 degrees upside down, topsy-turvy of what we live. It's totally unnatural to us. Right, everything is GMO this, GMO that. right? And we're heterosexual most of the time. If you look at them, their background is full of lesbianism, right? And homosexuality. So now you have the influx of LGBTQ. Now you have the influx of transgenderism. Now you have the influx of androgyny, which is like the mixture of the masculine and the feminine and making it look feminine. You see what I'm saying? And that's all been pushed through feminism, right? And now the young African black boy, the black man that's watching this shit is absorbing all this shit and being programmed through the television, through the music, through the magazines, through the movies to be what? More effeminate. And now you got niggas putting on dresses, you know what I'm saying? Medea.
I mean, you got
with it, right?
Yeah, they doing a lot more than putting on dresses these days, but but you brought up some great points. You know what I'm saying? It definitely, in my opinion, all stems back to colonialism. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I'm trying to combat. So far sexuality, it is what it is. Whatever you do is whatever you do in the privacy of your own bedroom. However, it's another situation when it comes to forcing it upon your little kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get too much into the homosexual talk, but one thing I will say, and this is coming from me, this has nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? That everybody's grown, they can do what they want to do. But like I said, when it comes to influencing kids, then that's where the line needs to be drawn at. And you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave that there. So yeah. So I look, I think it was on the back of your novel or your book that you said you've been with like hundreds. I think did you hit thousands yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you doing Will Chamberlain numbers right here,
Yeah, man. And it's not something like a badge of honor. I'm just being, authentic, and I'm being genuine with that report. And I say that on the back to establish authenticity, to establish credibility, to establish credentials. You see what I'm saying? Because today anybody can just jump on a camera and start talking, but no, when you read my book and you get to know me, you'll see that this is fucking real wisdom. This is shit that he's experienced. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, everything that was in your book, I've been through. I was thinking while I was reading the book, I was like, man, I wish this book would have came out when I was 16. So, you know what I'm saying? Because, a lot of the things that's in the book, you had to learn through experience. You know what I'm saying? You had to learn that, to be on your purpose, like you say in the book, be on your purpose. We all love women. We all love being around women, but, like you say in the book, you're the star of your own movie.
Exactly.
So it takes time to learn that. A few times I was going on dates, spending over that $50. I'm like, man, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely a very knowledgeable book. Very knowledgeable book.
I'ma rip the track into the beat stop. Sneaks hot like detox. Never Reebok, but I'm on point like a cleat shop. While I regulate and lay it flatter than the speed rocks, I'm in my room listening to the ZZ Tops.